Let's walk on the wise path.
Are you feeling trapped by the confines of society? Do you long for a life of true freedom? Then the philosophy of absurdism, as espoused by the great Albert Camus, may be just what you need. In this video, we'll explore 7 ways to be free. According to Camus's philosophy of absurdism, freedom is something that we all desire, yet it can be so elusive. We often find ourselves trapped by the expectations of others, bound by societal norms and conventions. But what if we told you that true freedom is possible by embracing the philosophy of absurdism? 1. Believe in freedom. Believing in freedom is the foundation of absurdism, according to Albert Camus. It is the first step towards true freedom, the belief that it is possible to create our own meaning in life and to live according to our own value. We often find ourselves trapped by the expectations of others and the societal norms and conventions which dictate our sense of possibility. But once we believe in freedom, we can break free from these constraints and live a life of true freedom. Believing in freedom is not just about having a belief system, but it is also about taking action. We must fight for our freedom, challenge the status quo, and push back against the expectations of society. It is not an easy path, and it may even be dangerous, but without the struggle for freedom, we are destined to remain trapped. Being creative is also an essential element of freedom. We must be willing to think outside the box, challenge conventional wisdom, and come up with new and innovative solutions to the problems we face. This requires a certain degree of risk-taking, but the rewards can be immense. We can create our own paths and live life on our own terms. To be truly free, we must also be willing to rebel against authority. This does not mean engaging in mindless acts of disobedience, but rather questioning the legitimacy of those who seek to control us. By challenging authority, we assert our own autonomy and reclaim our freedom. However, being free does not mean that we can act without limits. True freedom is found within the bounds of the law. We must respect the rights of others while also asserting our own. By living within the law, we create a society that is both just and free. It is also essential to acknowledge the negative sides of our freedom, such as the possibility of failure or the potential for harm. But by accepting these risks, we also open ourselves up to the possibility of growth and transformation. Finally, we must use our freedom to improve ourselves and the world around us. We must take responsibility for our own lives and work towards creating a society that is more just and equitable. This requires hard work and dedication, but the rewards are immeasurable. So, are you ready to be free? Do you believe in the philosophy of absurdism? Let us embrace freedom and take control of our lives. 2. Fight for freedom. Believing in freedom is essential, but it's not enough to achieve true freedom. We must be willing to fight for it, to challenge the status quo and push back against the expectations of society. This can be a difficult and even dangerous path, but without the struggle for freedom, we will remain trapped in our current circumstances. Fighting for freedom requires courage and determination. It means standing up for what we believe in, even when it's unpopular or goes against the norm. It means taking risks and accepting the possibility of failure or setbacks. But the rewards can be immense. By fighting for our freedom, we assert our own autonomy and take control of our lives. We can start by challenging the assumptions and expectations of those around us. We can question the legitimacy of authority figures and seek to understand the underlying reasons for their action. We can also push back against societal norms and conventions that limit our sense of possibility. By doing so, we can create a space for ourselves and for others to live a life of true freedom. Fighting for freedom doesn't mean resorting to violence or aggression. Instead, it means engaging in constructive and meaningful action to bring about change. It can mean organizing and participating in peaceful protests, speaking out against injustice, or advocating for policy changes that promote freedom and equality. It's important to remember that the struggle for freedom is ongoing. Even when we achieve certain freedoms, there will always be new challenges to overcome. But by embracing the philosophy of absurdism and fighting for our freedom, we can continue to grow and evolve as individuals and as a society. 3. Be creative. Creativity is a powerful tool for achieving freedom. When we are creative, we are able to think outside the box and come up with new and innovative solutions to the problems we face. But creativity is not just about finding new solutions. It is also about challenging conventional wisdom and breaking free from the constraints of society. When we are creative, we are able to envision new possibilities for ourselves and for the world around us. We are able to see beyond the limitations that are placed upon us by others and by society, and we are able to imagine a better future. But creativity is not always easy. It requires a certain degree of risk-taking and a willingness to challenge the status quo. It requires us to be vulnerable and to put ourselves out there, even when we are not sure if our ideas will be accepted. But the rewards of creativity can be immense. When we are creative, we are able to tap into our innermost selves and express ourselves in ways that we never thought possible. We are able to connect with others on a deeper level and to inspire them with our ideas and our vision. 4. Act rebellious. To truly be free, we must be willing to challenge authority and question the legitimacy of those who seek to control us. This doesn't mean that we should engage in mindless acts of disobedience, but rather that we should assert our own autonomy and reclaim our freedom. When we challenge authority, we are taking a stand for what we believe in. We are refusing to be controlled by others and asserting our own right to make decisions for ourselves. This can be a difficult and even dangerous path, but it is necessary if we want to live a life of true freedom. Challenging authority doesn't mean that we have to engage in violent or destructive behavior. We can challenge authority in a peaceful and meaningful way, such as through peaceful protests or by speaking out against injustice. When we challenge authority, we are also setting an example for others to follow. We are showing them that it is possible to stand up for what you believe in and make a difference in the world. We are inspiring others to take action and to reclaim their own freedom. So, if you want to be truly free, don't be afraid to challenge authority. Stand up for what you believe in and assert your own autonomy. By doing so, you can reclaim your freedom and inspire others to do the same. Remember, true freedom is found within the bounds of the law. We must respect the rights of others while also asserting our own. By living within the law, we create a society that is both just and free. 5. Be free but lawful. The philosophy of absurdism asserts that true freedom is found within the bounds of the law. This may seem counterintuitive, as many people equate freedom with lawlessness. However, living within the law is a necessary component of achieving true freedom. Living within the law means respecting the rights of others while also asserting our own. It means creating a society that is both just and free. When we live within the law, we create a space where all individuals are free to pursue their own goals and aspirations without infringing upon the rights of others. Living within the law also means recognizing that our freedom is not absolute. We must acknowledge the negative sides of our freedom, such as the possibility of failure or the potential for harm. By accepting these risks, we also open ourselves up to the possibility of growth and transformation. Despite the limitations that the law may impose upon us, we can still find ways to be creative and innovative. We can work towards improving ourselves and the world around us while still living within the bounds of the law. We can challenge authority, question the legitimacy of those who seek to control us, and fight for our freedom in constructive and meaningful ways. By living within the law, we create a society that is both just and free, one that allows individuals to pursue their own goals and aspirations without infringing upon the rights of others. So let us embrace the philosophy of absurdism and live a life of true freedom within the bounds of the law. 6. Acknowledge the negative sides of your freedom. Freedom is a powerful concept that we all desire, but it is not without its risks and drawbacks. When we are truly free, we are exposed to the possibility of failure or harm, and this can be daunting. However, it is essential to acknowledge these negative sides of our freedom if we want to experience the true benefits of being free. By accepting the risks that come with our freedom, we open ourselves up to the possibility of growth and transformation. We learn to face our fears, take risks, and push ourselves beyond our limits. We become more resilient, adaptable, and confident in our abilities. It's important to remember that acknowledging the negative sides of our freedom does not mean giving up our freedom entirely. Instead, it means taking a careful and considered approach to our actions and being mindful of the potential consequences. By doing so, we can ensure that our actions align with our values and goals, while also minimizing the risks. When we acknowledge the negative sides of our freedom, we also become more compassionate and understanding towards others. We recognize that everyone is on their own journey, and that we all make mistakes and experience setbacks along the way. By embracing our own imperfections, we become more accepting of others' flaws and shortcomings. So, if you want to be truly free, it's important to acknowledge the negative sides of your freedom, embrace the risks that come with being free, and use them as an opportunity to grow and evolve as a person. By doing so, you can experience the true benefits of being free and create a life that is both fulfilling and meaningful. Remember, freedom is not without its risks, but it is worth it. So go out there, take risks, and embrace your freedom. 7. Use your freedom to improve yourself. True freedom is not just about breaking free from the constraints of society, but it's also about taking responsibility for our own lives and working towards creating a better world. When we use our freedom to improve ourselves and the world around us, we not only create a more just and equitable society, but we also experience the true benefits of being free. To use our freedom to improve ourselves, we must take ownership of our lives and work towards our own personal growth and development. This may involve setting goals, seeking out new experiences, and challenging ourselves to step outside of our comfort zone. By doing so, we can unlock our full potential and become the best version of ourselves. But improving ourselves is not just about personal growth. It's also about using our freedom to make a positive impact on the world around us. This may involve volunteering, advocating for social justice, or working towards a cause that we believe in. By using our freedom to make a difference, we create a more just and equitable society, one that allows everyone to live a life of true freedom. Of course, using our freedom to improve ourselves and the world around us requires hard work and dedication. It means being willing to put in the effort to create positive change, even in the face of adversity. It means being patient, persistent, and committed to our goals, no matter how challenging they may seem. But the rewards of using our freedom to improve ourselves and the world around us are immeasurable. We become more connected to ourselves and to others as we work towards a common goal. We become more fulfilled and satisfied with our lives as we make a positive impact on the world. And we become more free as we use our freedom to create a better world for everyone. Remember, true freedom is not just about breaking free from the constraints of society, but it's also about using our freedom to create a better world. So, let us embrace our freedom and use it to make a positive impact on ourselves and the world around us. The philosophy of absurdism offers a powerful path towards freedom, one that is grounded in the belief that we are free to create our own meaning in life. By following the 7 principles outlined in this video, we can break free from the constraints of society and live a life of true freedom. So, are you ready to be free? Are you ready to embrace the philosophy of absurdism? We hope that this video has inspired you to do just that. Thank you for watching.